Good morning. Today we're doing lesson 7-8. We're going to be learning about how to solve division measurement number problems.
Solve division measurement problems. 1. The fourth graders at Basilone Elementary School voted to hold their spring celebration at a local skating rink. The fourth grade student council is in charge of renting the skating rink and planning the celebration. Help the student council make plans by answering the question below. The skating rink can be rented for a full session or a half session, which is half as long as a full session. A full session is 7 hours and 30 minutes. The student council wants to rent the skating rink for a half session. How many minutes long is a half session? Number model with unknown. Answer.
All right, so first, let's figure out how we're going to solve this problem. So, we need to figure out how many minutes long is the half session. Okay, so we have 7 hours and 30 minutes, and we want to rent that for half the time. So let's figure out how many minutes are in 7 hours. So how would we do that? Yes, so what we would do is we would take 7 hours and we would multiply it times the amount of minutes that are in 1 hour. And that would be 60 minutes because there's 60 minutes in 1 hour. I'm going to put big parentheses around this. And now, so I did my 7 hours, but I still need to add my 30 minutes on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add those 30 minutes like this. Okay. And now I need to figure out how long is half of this. And so what would I do to figure out how much half of this would be? Yeah, I would divide it by 2. And then so let's equal that for m for minutes, okay? So now we have to solve this problem. So first, let's do 7 times 60. And so I can use the 0 as my hero trick on this. How I can do that is I can multiply 7 times 6, which I know that equals what? Yes, that equals 42. So now I know I solved my first part of this problem. And now I need to add those additional 30 minutes on. So I'm going to add those 30 minutes. But I need to add the 0 to the end and use the 0 as my hero trick because I multiplied 7 times 60, not just 7 times 6. So I add that 0 on. I need to add 30. So now I need to add 30 minutes because that's the next part of my problem right here in my equation. So now I'm going to add 30. 0 plus 0, 0. 2 plus 3 equals 5. 4 plus nothing equals 450. So now I added the minutes on. What do I have to do next? Yes, I have to divide. So now I'm going to take 450 and I'm going to use partial products. I'm going to divide that by 2. So what is something I could multiply 2 times to get close to 450 without going over? Yeah, so what I would do is I would multiply it times 200 because I know that 2 times 2 equals 4, and then if I use the 0 as my hero trick and just add 2 zeros onto the end, I know that 2 times 200 would be 400. Okay, so 0 minus 0 equals 0. 5 minus 0 equals 5. So now I just need to think about how many times 2 can go into 50 without going over. And so I know that 2 times 25 equals 50. And if you didn't know that, then you could just use smaller numbers like 10 or 5s to get to that point. And so now I know that we're at 0, so we're done. So now I need to take 200 plus 25, and I know that that equals 225. So my answer is that how many minutes long is half of a session? It's 225 minutes. And remember to label. 225 minutes. Right. Let's try. All right, here's this problem.
Solving division measurement problems. 2. The fourth graders at Basilone Elementary School voted to hold their spring celebration at a local skating rink. The fourth grade student council is in charge of renting the skating rink and planning the celebration. Help the student council make plans by answering the question on this and the following screens. It costs $1,250 to rent the skating rink for a half session. The student council has $500 for renting the skating rink. They must raise the rest of the money by selling tickets to students who attend the celebration. If they charge $6 for each ticket, how many students must attend to make sure they have enough money to rent the skating rink? Number model with unknown. Answer.
All right, so now we need to think about how many students must attend to make sure they have enough money. So I know that it's going to cost $1,250 in total. I know that for sure. And I also know that the student council already has $500 for renting the skating rink. So what am I going to do? Yeah, I'm going to subtract it because I already know we have that money, and we're trying to figure out how many students need to attend and how much more money we need to raise. Okay, so first I'll subtract that. And now, to find out how many students must attend, what will I do? Yes, so I know that I'm going to divide by $6 to find out how many students need to come. And I'm just going to put M for money. So now let's solve this problem. So first things first, let's take away $1,250 minus 500, right? So 0 minus 0 equals 0. 5 minus 0 equals 5. And you can't take away 2 minus 5, so we put our 0 here. Oops. We take that away and we get 12. 12 minus 5 is what? Yep, it would be 7. So now we have 750. So now we need to take 750 and then divide that by 6. Okay. What's a number I could use to multiply times 6 to get close to 750 without going over? So I'm going to use 100 because I know that 6 times 100 would be 600. Okay, so I know 0 minus 0 is 0. I take 5 minus 0 and I get 5. Now I have 150. So, what could I do next? So I'm thinking in my head that 6 times 2 equals 12. So if I took 6 times 20, I would get 120 because I used the 0 as my hero trick. Because 6 times 2 equals 12, you add the 0, it equals 120. So 0 minus 0 is 0. 5 minus 2 is 3. 1 minus 1 equals 0. So now, how many times can 6 go into 30? That's a fact I know. I know that that's 5 because 5 times 6 equals 30. So now I take 30 minus 30 and I get 0, so I know I'm done. So now I need to add 100 plus 20 plus 5. And I know that that equals 125. So my answer is that 125 students will need to attend so that they can rent the skating rink. And remember to make sure to put your label. Right? Thank you so much for learning with me today. You can go ahead and try the other problems on your own.